Okay, so today we are working on 5.6, day 2 from the Fundamental Theorem of Algebra. This is going to be the Wednesday homework. It'll be due on Thursday, and it gives you the boat problem. The tachometer measures speed in RPMs at which the engine shaft rotates. For this boat, the speed x in hundreds of RPMs of the engine shaft and speed s in miles per hour of the boat are modeled by this equation. Okay, so s here matches on the y side, so this is your y variable, and x over here is just your x variable. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this x and y variable and you're going to put them into your interpret map. So here you see the x and the s, and then you want to put the units underneath it. So the units of s are speed in miles per hour, and the units of this x variable are speed in hundreds of RPMs. So now that that's there, you're ready to go. Okay. So for this example, you want to use your calculator to graph and solve the scenarios, and you should always draw an interpret map. So I drew the first one here for you, and started the required work that you have to show. And then you can always use the other side to help you out. So every time you see one of these stars, that's something that's required that you have to fill in. You don't have to do everything that's on the other side, but you need to make sure that you, at minimum, do what's here. Okay. So again, that interpretation map, you had x and s was speed in miles per hour. And then this was hundreds of RPMs. That's your two variables there. They want you to work with the coordinate point 23 and 19.789. So 23 and 19.789. What they'd like you to do is interpret it. So you're going to use your interpretation map here. To write your sentence, you're just going to say, okay, at miles per hour. So when the boat is traveling 19.789 miles per hour, at 19.789 miles per hour, the tachometer, that's the x variable, the tachometer reads, and then just tell me whatever that tachometer was at. It is 23 hundreds of RPMs. So 23 in hundreds of RPMs. Okay, so again, if this didn't make sense or if there was something that you're unclear about, make sure that you flip over to the other side, and then you'll be able to see a very similar example that I've already worked out for you. You want to follow this pattern, kind of back and forth flipping, so that you get everything that you need to get out of the worksheet. I made a couple extra notes over here for you, so just in case that you need those. I think they're really important. You need to know that this is a cubic function. There's no negative sign, so there's no reflection in it. It's going to start low and end high. That will help you with end behavior here. Let's work on part B. Part B says evaluate where s is the y variable and x is going to get replaced with 1.258. So everywhere in the function where you see an x, you're going to replace it with 1.258. An example of what that is like would be maybe over here, where they give you the x value of 5, and what you need to do is substitute that x value into the equation that they give you. When you substitute it in on your calculator, it's going to just give you that answer right back out. So s of 5 is 2.159. When you put it into your calculator, you would say s of 1.258. Alright, so to be able to get this into the calculator in the first place, you need to go to Menu, and then you are going to clear everything out, so delete all. Then you can go back to the home screen, and you want to go to Document. You're going to add a graph, and then you want to put in the function that they give you. So add in this function right here. Hopefully you'll only have to do it once. So 0.00547 x cubed, all into the calculator. So you type in 0.00547 x cubed, you type in negative 0.225 x squared, plus 3.62 x, and then minus 11. You hit enter, and then your graph pops up, right? So now that your graph has popped up, what you want to do is go back to document, and then you want to insert a calculator. Now when you added the graph into on this screen, when you added the graph in, the calculator automatically labels it F1. So over here on calculator, all you need to do is hit F1 again, so it knows that you're talking about this function, and then substitute this coordinate point in. So 1.258. Then you hit enter. When you do that, you should see what comes out is negative 6.791. So what we're saying is S of 1.258 is negative 6.791. Okay. So now we need to think about it. The best way to do this type of problem is, again, to go right back to your interpret map. So what this is saying is that when the RPMs are at 1.258, the miles per hour, how fast the boat is going, is negative 6.791 miles per hour. Can the boat be traveling at negative 6.791 miles per hour? Not really. So in answer to this question, it says, is it possible? No, this is not possible. Boats typically, don't have negative speed. Boats don't have a negative speed. Like that. Good deal. So the next one up, it says, what is the speed of the boat when the tachometer reads 2,500 RPM? So the tachometer, again, is your X variable. So this problem is exactly the same as this one. You can go to the home screen, clear everything out by adding a document, a new graph. You can add in this function again, and then you can come down here and work with this line, document insert calculator F1. Okay, so if this is already in your calculator, you don't need to do it again. All you would need to do is get back to this calculator screen, this tab, and instead of putting in F1 times 1.258, you're going to push F1 of 25. When you do that, you're going to get F1 of 25 is going to equal 24.344. So that's what you fill in over here, 24.344, and then 24.344. Again, the best way to do your explanation sentence is to look right over here at your interpret map, and you can even make another one here off to the side. You've got X and S. We know that this was 25 and this is 24.344. This is miles per hour, and this is hundreds of RPMs, right? So to make your sentence, it's real quick and easy. You just say 24.344 miles per hour, the tachometer reads 25 in hundreds of RPMs. Great. So now we're ready to read the next question. It says, what is the tachometer reading when the boat travels 20 miles per hour? So now we're not talking about what the tachometer reads. They don't give us that. They give us the other variable, the y variable. So 20 miles per hour is going to go into the y variable. So what you want to do is maybe look at a quick example over here. Here's one where it says 15 miles per hour, so they're giving you the speed. And look what happens. Because they give me the y variable, I substitute it into the equation on the y side. But remember, we're looking for zeros. So what I need to do is, once I put this positive 15 over here, I want it to go to 0. The opposite of positive 15 is negative 15. To keep my equation in balance, if I do it to one side, I'm going to have to subtract 15 from the other side. Okay? So now 15 minus 15 is 0, and then we'll just combine these terms over here. Negative 11 minus 15 is negative 26. You're going to put this new equation into your calculator and then find the zeros. Okay, so now we need to find the zeros. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Instead of it being 15 miles an hour, we're going to substitute in 20 miles an hour. Okay, so you've got 20 equals 0.00547 x cubed, and then minus 0.225x squared, and then plus 3.62x minus 11. So you want to subtract 20 from both sides, and you can see it's going to be 0 equals, and then this function right here, alright, minus 11 and minus 20 is minus 31. So this is a new function that goes into your calculator. You can use this process up here. Go to the home screen, add in a document and a graph, go ahead and put in this new equation, and then again you're looking for the zeros. So after you put in the equation, you're going to hit from the graph screen, hit menu 6 1. So that's menu, analyze graph, zeros. And you're going to look for the 0, and you're going to find one at x equals 23.108. So now you've got 23.108 as your x value. You can then put it right over here, 23.108. And it goes in the coordinate point, 23.108. Again, just use your interpret map over here to help you out when you're writing your sentence. Alright, use this coordinate point, 23.108, and then 20 goes over here. So, at 20 miles per hour, the tachometer reads 23.108 in hundreds of RPMs. Okay. Last set here. It says, what is the tachometer reading when the boat travels 25 miles an hour? Well, that's good. Miles per hour is still y, so basically this is a repeat problem. And what you want to do is instead of 20 miles per hour, you're going to put 25 miles an hour here. So this is going to say 25 equals, and then your original equation, subtract 25 from both sides, and you're going to get 0 equals, and then that original equation, only this time this is going to be a minus 36. So over here we had a minus 31. Down here we have a minus 36 as our last constant. So you're going to go through the process again of putting this new equation into your calculator, and then you're going to find that 0. You're going to hit menu 61, and that will bring up that 0 menu. Now be careful on this one. When you go to write your final 0, it's at x equals 25.246. So you want to write that over here, 25.246, 25.246. And it's easy to get these confused because they're both 25, so you want to keep them separate in your head by drawing one of these interpret maps off to the side. This is hundreds